Hello everyone and welcome to my walkthrough of Necronomicon, Dawning of Darkness, based on the works of H.P. Lovecraft, a point-and-click horror adventure game. I will 100% this game like my other walkthroughs, so we'll see all the cutscenes and stuff like that, and it's just a really good game, man. I love the music in the main menu, but it's like a detective sort of mystery game with cosmic horror, which is pretty badass. I am a big fan of Lovecraft, so I would say this is probably based on the case of Charles Dexter Ward, but I mean, it does have sort of references to Shadow of Innsmouth, Call of Cthulhu, stuff like that, but with that being said, let's do this. Yes, we will start new game. I've played it. I know. And so it begins, but first thing I'm going to do is answer that door, fam. So prepare for immense voice acting. The voice acting in this game is very well done. And the loading times are not too bad.
Edgar? William, what's going on? Listen, to look at me, you'd think I'm not right in the head, but the reasons for my condition are far more awful than mere madness. William, what I've discovered goes beyond understanding. You just have to believe me. We're all in the gravest danger. That's why I keep on looking, but the more I learn, the more this thing devours me. I've been sentenced to death, William. For our friendship's sake, I ask you to look after this. Don't speak of it to anyone. Don't give it to anyone. Not even to me. Especially if I ask for it.
Awesome, that definitely sets the tone of the game. And we've got a few little bits and bobs to do. We're going to be riding a motorbike. So we're going to get some stuff for that. There is a key here we need. We need a key to get a key, basically. And look, we have one of those phones where they spin. My gran had one of them. She used to be like, oh, bloody call Father Christmas if you're bad. But now, with my brain now, oh, we're so popular. I'll be like, yeah, we'll call him. You got his number? Anyways, so we're going to go into our inventory. If you've played the Dracula games, I just did a walkthrough of Resurrection. It plays exactly the same. So all we have now is the key. This might have came out before Resurrection. I'm only saying that because it looks better. Resurrection does. So, money and the key. And that's it. Now we're going to go see our handy friend, Sir Nigel Thornberry. That's what he sounds like anyways.
Mr. William Stanton, I presume. Allow me to introduce myself. Dr. Robert Egleton, physician and friend of Sir Christopher Wycherley. I would like to talk to you about his son, Edgar Wycherley, who, if I'm not mistaken, is a friend of yours. I know Edgar too well not to notice the signs of insane delirium. It's a unique case. The terror he's experiencing cannot be easily dismissed. Are you aware of the rumors circulating about Dr. Owens in Pawtuxet Village? I fear greatly for your friend. So do his parents, and some of my psychiatric colleagues are talking of internment. You see, I would greatly value your considered opinion. Please, would you pay him a visit?
Yes, of course I will.
Thank you, William. Here's my telephone number. Contact me as soon as you run into him again. Goodbye, young fellow. Thank you again for your help.
I love him, he's brilliant. So now we're going to go into town, into Pawtucket. And we're going to use our motorbike. We can only use the analog stick on this, which is fine. Here we are. Bit of a pixel hunt, but I don't mind. And motorbike keys. And we want to go this way. And here we are. Now, we can talk to all the people here if we want. They're not going to talk to us. So to save time, we're not going to talk to these people. They just walk away like, meh, not talking to you. There is a really funny one. So if I find him, it's like in an alleyway. We will definitely go talk to him because it is quite funny. It's absolutely in here. Yeah, let's watch this.
Please, sir, do you... That's not very polite.
That's hilarious. Please, sir. And he's like, he's so slow, there's no way he's gonna like get away without awkwardly. So first off, we need to talk to Ma Brady. She has all the information. She's just behind a sort of alleyway. I think it looks like it's that one. We'll know because there's like a red barrel round there. Or a barrel. There you go. She's going to give us information. If you've seen that white shop, we generally want to go in there. We're just trying to get information. We are detective time. It's Sherlock Holmes. Hello, love. Ma Brady.
Whatever the young man's looking for, he should ask Ma Brady.
Yeah?
I'm looking for Edgar Wycherley's residence. Do you know it?
For a few coins, kind soul.
Yeah, so we need to give us some money. A lot of people ask for bribes in this. Especially the general store. It bothers me a lot, but we never run out of money. So we can use it endlessly, as far as I'm aware.
Go see Mr. Crumb at the grocery store. You can't miss it.
Makes you wonder what she used to do for money. Ma Brady. What is it now, dear? No, I just want information. Leave me be, lady. So the general store is the White House. And I want to say the most annoying character in the game, but he does give us a map. Well, we pay expensively for a map, and we unlock fast travel. So we're doing that now.
Crumb and Son, at your service.
I'm looking for Edgar Wycherley's house. Do you know it?
Mr. Wycherley, you say? No. I'd have to... Will you be needing anything else, sir? Edgar Wycherley, for the love of God. I'm only a simple grocer, sir, trying to make a living. What you need, sir, is a map. Then I can show it to you. This one costs $20, sir.
Okay, so now he's going to make us buy stuff. $20 for a map, what do you reckon? So, the buying mechanic on this, we're going to do this twice in the whole game, so we're going to do it now. We need to get some matches for, disc 2. But we need to get it now, then I don't have to worry about it. So when you buy stuff, the 2 items you need in the whole game, you just put the money in with a map.
Here you are, sir. I've marked the address with a cross. That's $40 altogether.
That's... what?
Thank you, and look after yourself, sir.
Well, I hate you. We'll buy the matches now. I think if you click on him before you put the money on it, he sort of gives you a price. Maybe. Here, how much is this?
Thank you.
You piece of shit. So, what I do is, the rule is, you can fast travel like now. But I leave the store or the houses first because at one point there's a cutscene making your way out and it would scare me to sort of miss a cutscene. So let's go to Edgar's house. If you remember Edgar, he's the William, awesome voice actor at the start. There we are. Did I click on the wrong one, maybe? Here we are, this lovely place. So I just did a quick save because this is one of the rare chances you can get game over. And we don't even have to do this, but it's really funny. I think we ring this bell.
Yes? Mr. Wycherley has gone out. Don't push it, he's out. The gentleman can't have heard. Perhaps young sir would like his ears unblocked for him. No? Then scrap. Listen, my son. If you bother me again, I'll beat you to a pulp. Got it?
Well, let's find out.
Right. That's it. You're dead meat.
Right, that's it, you're dead, mate. Okay. Cool. And we're back. Let us not ring that bell. He will murder us again. So, let's go somewhere else, shall we? We can go... What we're going to do is going to go to Edgar's dad's house and talk to him. He's a really cool character, very likeable. And he lives here. And he lives in a very nice area. And we take our bike here.
Mr. William Stanton, take a seat. I'm delighted to see you. Did you see my son in his new place in Pawtuxet?
Well, actually, no.
You used to be inseparable once. How I wish he hadn't abandoned his archaeology studies. How about you, William? Do you flit from one new passion to another?
No, sir. I've just finished my architecture studies.
First archaeology, then genealogy, then foreign travel, astronomy, and chemistry. Personally, I preferred his archaeology period. Perhaps because he used to speak of it with passion. But then it seems children become more reserved, more secretive with their parents. Can I offer you a soda?
Yes, I'd like that, thank you.
Cool, so we want to extend the dialogue with him. And to do that, we click on this picture of this guy with a really big silly hat.
Edgar left many books and documents here relating to his recent research work.
Alright, we'll click on the hat again.
This is Gregor Herschel, who was a wealthy Providence shipowner in the colonial era. He had a daughter, who was Mrs. Wycherley's great-grandmother. This portrait was painted by Cosmo Alexander in 1765. Unlike my wife, Edgar loves this painting. It's a shame that he's not here to tell you all about it. Tell me honestly, don't you find the resemblance absolutely uncanny?
Absolutely uncanny, yeah. Right, see you later. Now, because we haven't really got a lot of information, we're going to go back to the general store to Mr. Crumb.
I had hoped that you might bring some news of my son. I suspect that this chemist, Dr. Owens, is working him too hard. Dr. Egleton tells me that his health has deteriorated over the last few months. Come back and see me whenever you want, William. Edgar hardly ever writes to us these days, so it's a real pleasure to chat with you about him.
Yeah, dog, I will. Oh, he just sent me out, didn't he? Right, again. So that's kind of a scene where, like, I don't know if I tried to fast travel there, would we not get to see it? Not like it really matters, but we will be going back to him when we get a bit more information. But sadly, we have to go back to the general store and get money ripped from us by Mr. Crumb. So it's here. Right near his store. Lucky us. Nice backgrounds, I think. Okay, Mr. Crumb. Providence side.
Crumb and Son. At your service.
Oh, Crumb and Son. Alright.
Hello, my... Does the name Gregor Herschel mean anything to you?
How about that? Yes, yes. Yes, but it's cheap at half the price. I have to make a living too, sir.
Ugh. I have to talk to him a little bit more, but you know we're just going to have to slam him some money. Take it. He obviously doesn't do well for money, though, so...
A ship owner? See if he's known down at the harbor, sir. Cross the church square and keep going down. Best let sleeping dogs lie. By Christ, this business has the smell of sacrilege about it.
Pardon?
Goodbye. He is just... Oh, he does behead in. But we want to make our way to the captain. And he's at the docks. I think the frustrating thing is the ambience of these areas are so frustrating. I'll have to turn the game down now. I remember how loud this bit is. Of the seagulls going mad. I just feel like it would have been nice a little bit, maybe a bit of piano, you know? But I'm going to be honest, this captain has seen better days. It's just his animation's very funny. Yeah, he's just here, right? Yeah, hello.
Good day, sir. I was told that I might be able to get information here about a fellow named Gregor Herschel.
Gregor Herschel? That sounds familiar. Oh, yes. I remember now. There's a big shot trader. Yes, yes. He was in cahoots with all the Providence bigwigs. He had all doc. Good business. I would have thought there'd be articles about him in the Providence Gazette before he caused quite a commotion on his day.
And we're just going to go straight there right now. We have to go through loads of files, but don't worry, I know what files we need to go to. But this part can really trick you in like going on a wild goose hunt, and I'll show you what I mean. But first, awesome cutscene. First awesome cutscene.
Good day, sir. Excuse me for interrupting your work, but Do you have any articles in your archives about a fellow named Gregor Herschel?
It's surprising to see how Herschel still provokes a lot of interest today, but tread warily, for his is a tale of madmen. The last person to ask about him was Edgar Wycherley, an archaeologist. Gregor Herschel is a strange character from our town's past. He came here from Salem, where he had moved to from Oregon around 1713. He bought landing stages near Mile End Bay and made a fortune from the slave trade. In 30 years, he became the richest ship owner in the town, controlled a large slice of Providence's commerce, rubbed shoulders with high society, and got married to the daughter of one of its captains in 1767. He died in a fire at his farmhouse in April 1771, featured regularly in the paper from 1713 to 1771. Happy hunting, Mr. William Stanton.
Very cool. So we're going to go into the Gazette room, where all his files are kept, and I'm allowed to just have free reign, which is really nice. Okay, so we're looking for the 17th ones, and it's here. Okay, and what they want us to do is go through all of these, and you can. Well, I mean, there's not as many as I remember, but you can totally look at all of these. It's a nightmare. And you'll see what I mean. So we want 1754. What's this one? Okay, bit too low. 1761 we definitely need. And the stool mechanic. Is it this one? Pawtucket. Yes. Bradfield's District Court has re-examined the affair of the fires of the night of 2nd of May, 61, in the light of the arrest of suspect Jack Souther on 15th of January. The court has today passed its sentence, 6 months in jail for the offender. Okay. Any other nice little bits? No. So that's 1761. So, are we going to have missing soldiers here? The affair of the missing soldiers, this is all we need. In March last, 2 of the King's regiments en route to New France were stationed in Providence. Their number fell in the most inexplicable fashion. The incident presents some striking similarities with the disappearances that occurred at the port in October 1754. Witnesses have stated that on several occasions Mr. Gregor Herschel was seen conversing with soldiers wearing red tunics. Pirates! Oh shit, I didn't read all of it. Ah. No. Well, I did that on purpose to show you the mechanic of looking at the files. So there. That's probably the first time I've ever done that. Well, I mean, that's all they had to offer anyway, so that's fine. So we're done here. Now, I will show you that... Away! Get me off this. Wow, I load slow. Ridiculous. So basically, you're going to want to push this around. And then you click on it and you go up to go to the top ones. Then you go to the next one, click, look, look, look. Then you get the stool to look at that one, and then so forth all the way round. It's hell. It's hell. But we can't leave this area, so we're just going to fast travel back to Pawtucket. Well, I mean, we're there, but I mean, like, the town. And we want to go see the captain and just be like, this is all we got, really. So we've established Pawtucket's here. Let's go there. We have all we need. But we're getting close to the mystery of it all. And yes, the specific click we have to do. Which I don't mind. Doesn't take long to sort out. I feel like I don't really see games like this anymore where it's like clicking to go around. I know there's a new character there. We will talk to him, but there's no point doing it now. Let's just go see the captain, who has a lot of crack in his teeth. He's probably just having a good pipe now. Ugh. Oh, did you not find any? That's what he does.
So then, young man, how's your research on Edgar Herschel going? Well, I've been doing a bit of my own research, and I've discovered that he traveled widely in his younger days. That he stayed in England and made 2 separate trips to the east. But for some strange reason, he shunned the company of men, although he never turned guest. Very few folk were able to find a word to say to him. Have a word with Blackfish. He'll tell him all about it. He lives in that small house down there.
Okay, cool. So now we're going to go see Blackfish. Probably my favourite character in this whole story when I think about it. No, it's not that house. He lives in one of these houses anyways. And he's very much like... Oh, well, we'll talk when we get to it.
Mr. Blackfish? Well, I won't beat around the bush. I've come to ask you to tell me about Gregor Herschel.
My friend, have you not forgotten something?
Such as...
You have nothing to awl the tongue?
I do not, sir.
Then get the hell out of here.
Well...
Yeah, that's right. Make yourself scarce.
Well, I don't want to offend
Well,
you.
okay, if you want to chat, bring some supplies. Why don't you come back later?
So basically saying goodbye me booze, fam. And luckily we have a really good friend that sells really expensive alcohol. Mr. Crumb. But, if you've read Shadow over Innsmouth, there is a point where I believe the detective who's telling this investigation buys him drink and he gets steaming drunk and goes on a mad rant, and luckily we get that. So Blackfish is awesome.
Crumb and Son, at your service.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have something strong that'll cheer up a miserable fisherman?
You mean hooch? How about this stuff? This isn't easy to come by, the way things are these days. There are stock problems, and the suppliers are taking advantage. Not to mention the insurers. Yep, it all has effect on the price. But what the hell? I'm not in it for the money. I provide a service to my good customers if they show their appreciation.
Of course. So we're going to buy Hooch, I believe it's called. It's probably like mental moonshine. Go blind from it and stuff.
Here, will that be enough?
Well, I'll be damned. You are a good customer, sir. I like people who show their appreciation. If you're in need of anything else at all, my pleasure, sir.
Thank you so much. I want to think we don't see him again now. We've still got a good bit of this investigation going around before we go somewhere else and we have loads of cool puzzles to do. And it's all spooky and stuff like that, but I still believe that this is like my favourite part of the game, the start, the investigation, going around talking to people. Probably one of my favourite type of games. It's just so chill. And there's no rush, it's just, hello, let me talk to you. And they're generally up for it, especially when you buy them some hooch. So we've got a really long-winded, epic cutscene coming up. And we literally have to give him it for him to talk, which is a nice touch. With his cool hat and beard. Alright, where's the hooch? Oh, yes. Delicious. There's a little bear on it. I think.
Y'all got the firewater, lad?
Here. And it's good stuff, too.
Good. So, do y'all know that at the time terrible things were being said about Gregor Herschel? He wasn't one to shy away from crime, and he must have made masses of dough. Everyone here has their reasons to look out for customs, my lad. At the time, the local businessman wanted to make a fast profit at any cost. Vessels would arrive in the bay at night, brigs and caravels overflowing with contraband, and secretly come ashore. You get the picture? Except that his cargo consisted of blacks from Guinea. They used to unload them to the north of Pawtuxet. There was a prison down there, a big stone building. At first, everything went fine. He wasn't the only one doing it, see? Except that one day, it wasn't just blacks. On that day, the Navy were out for blood because of a Coast Guard ship that had burned. Liberty. They spied a big merchant ship with its lights doused, heading for Nakian Point. They followed it, then boarded her. Ah, good God. I'd like to have seen the face of the customs officer when he saw the cargo. It was Egyptian mummies. I'll bet he was well annoyed, because of course, they were not illegal. As for the mummies, no one knew what they were for, my lad. Do you see what kind of things he was up to?
Mummies, huh? What a strange thing to smuggle.
That ain't the half of it. You know, the strangest thing of all was how often he used to replace his sailors. One crew would go on shore leave, some of them were laden with goods. And when it was time to sail again, there were always 2 or 3 men missing. Sailors are superstitious beggars. The tough sailors from the slave ships, pirate vessels, and the huge brigs, Brown, Crawford, and Tillinghast, would make the sign of the cross when they saw the old man going into his warehouse in Doubloon Street. His mates and his captain detested him, but they were tied to him by the grip of fear. Nobody wanted to sail with him no more. His crews were made up of mixed-race sailors from Havana, Martinique, and Port. Oh, yes, the port of Providence has seen goings-on strange enough to make your blood run cold. Not more than 1 month later, 3 likely lads, not the type to miss a voyage, were due to set sail on the Gaita. They'd been seen the night before, but the next day, not a trace. The sheriff turned up with his deputies, the redcoats, and they took the place apart looking for alcohol. That's right. They didn't give a damn about the lads. Then Smith was asked to put a notice in his newspaper, but there was no response. I'm pleased you take an interest in these things, but you need more detail to get a clear picture. Tell you what, I know a lad who can tell you all you need to know. Arthur Prokop. At this time of day, you'll find him in the Royal Standard. It's 20 yards back towards the church there. Tell him I sent you.
Thank you, sir. I'll find it.
See you again, sailor.
I love that bit. It's so well done. He's such a cool character, but he's told us to go speak to Arthur Prokop, which is a silly name. A lot of silly names in this game, though. Blackfish is actually the name of what they used to call orcas or killer whales. I know that because I read Moby Dick. It's the best book ever written. I love it. Captain Ahab's a lunatic. From hell's heart, I stab at thee. From hate's sake, I spit my last breath at thee. Damn thee, whale!
I was sent here by Mr. Blackfish. I'm looking for information about Gregor Herschel, a colonial shipowner.
Well, you've come to the right place, man. It so happens that my father's great-grandfather, Milius Prokop, had close dealings with it. I should have some documents passed on to me by my father. Give me a little time to look. Let's say tomorrow. Same time, same place.
Alright, cool, that was quick. Well, we're going to go straight to Edgar's house now, because I believe it is open. We do come back there later when we get a key, but I think we can do we get like a little cutscene and stuff. And I mean, we've done all this, and we haven't really seen Edgar yet, so it should be nice to go do that without his bodyguards. Right, you dead meat. Whammo! Absolutely smashed by the crazy ball jacked man. Okay. There he is.
William, it's been so long.
I'm here to see how you are. When you came to my house 2 days ago,
I'm sorry, my memory fails me frequently.
When you came to my house, you seemed very disturbed, as if you were in some danger.
Forget anything I said to you. I was upset. Let's forget it.
Dr. Egleton is worried about your health. So is your father. Edgar, are you sure everything's fine?
I'm relying on you to reassure them. Everything's fine now. Allow me to introduce you to my colleague, Dr. Owens.
Valenti non fiduciaria. Don't forget what we must do, Mr. Wycherley. Agit quod agis. I shall await you in the bungalow.
I'll leave you to your work, Edgar.
William, goodbye. Please be so kind as to give my regards to Mr. Egleton and inform him that you yourself have observed that everything here is fine.
I'm going to do the absolute opposite of that, you spooky git. Everything's fine. This is my mate, who speaks in gibberish. So that's Gregor Herschel, the main villain of the game. And he's not going to talk to us now, so we can just fast travel to our house, which is not that one, it's this one. And we will use our phone. Is it a rotary phone? Can't remember. There's that thing as well you'd get where it's like, you'd have a rolly thing. Right, not explained this very well. And you have all the cards and you flick through it. And you're like, oh, I'm going to use this number now. A dinosaur was alive then. That's how old it was. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to phone Egleton down and be like, you don't understand, mate. This guy is wacky. And a cool touch is we don't have to press all the buttons. I can't remember what game it is where you have to do that. You have to drag them on. But we don't have to do that. It's probably like Amnesia or something. The physics of those games is so hard to get used to.
Hello, Dr. Egleton? I've seen Edgar recently. He really does seem very disturbed.
Please stay at home. If you don't mind, I'm going to come and see you. We'll be able to speak about it more easily.
Hello, Doctor. You wish to have my opinion. I'm sorry to tell you that I found my friend far from his old self. At first, he didn't recognize me. He introduced me to Dr. Owens, who was even stranger than Edgar. As I was leaving, he seemed to be crying out for help. Then he proceeded to address me formally using a highly outmoded style of language. I am truly mystified. Could you enlighten me as to the exact nature of his research?
The first thing Edgar discovered amongst the papers of several Providence families was mail addressed to Gregor Herschel or written by him. These letters had been intercepted by the local population with the hope of finding out what he was up to. Then he found Herschel's work documents. Edgar revealed to me one day that the papers of his ancestor contained some incredible scientific secrets, for the most part written in a coded language, and that he was trying to acquire the ancient arts needed to understand what it was all about. He then explained to me that he was scouring the cemeteries for the gravestone of Gregor Herschel, which should bear an inscription made up of mystical symbols that he needed to decipher the manuscript.
The odd thing was that I had the impression that he didn't speak freely.
I fear that he's under the influence of this Dr. Owen. There's only one way to guarantee his safety, to have him committed. Thank you for your valuable help, William. Continue your investigations, my boy. We need to know what lies behind all this.
Continue the investigation, and we will have him committed. And I'm well up for that. So, we're just gonna... Right now, we kind of need to get into Edgar's house, really, and do some snooping. And it seems like he was going away anyways with gibberish-talking old man, Gregor Herschel. So, we kind of need a key to get into his house. Luckily, we are good friends with his dad. What was his name again? It doesn't matter. It's time to do some snooping. In his beautiful... He's got a fountain in his garden. He's mad.
Good day, Mr. Wycherley. If I may be so bold, I would like very much to look at Edgar's research papers.
But of course, Yesterday, Dr. Egleton spoke to me of the psychological problems Edgar is suffering from, and which, in his opinion, are partly connected to his studies. On returning from his travels, Edgar generally shut himself up in his room to work. He used to lock himself in and under no circumstances could be disturbed. He was deciphering photographic copies of an ancient manuscript. Then he began to get interested in chemistry and to hang around cemeteries. The acrid odors that sometimes came from his room were becoming truly intolerable. Edgar seemed to have gone out of his mind, letting out shrieks and having conversations when there was nobody there. On the 15th of April, I remember the date because it was Good Friday. Mrs. Wycherley was listening anxiously in the corridor to strange chants in foreign tongues and a series of syllables ending in ya, whereupon she fainted. That evening, we had a lengthy conversation in the office, during which I warned him that, whatever the purpose of his research, I could no longer tolerate such conduct. It was on that day that he resolved to botox it. His room is upstairs, William. We have left it just as it was on the day he left.
Well, that's sad. But we're going to go get a key anyways, so... Up we go. I believe I know the reference to this picture. Let's see if I actually remember it. So I feel like that's Nyar Lafatep. If you've read that book, because it's like... Mysterious man... Oh, probably not, actually. Probably a bit overzealous with that. Now, one of these doors opens and it's his room. I know it's one of the end ones, so... Yeah. Now there's so much you can do in here. You can open up all this rubbish, look under his bed and stuff. Really snip around. Wear his clothes. I'm Edgar. Wee! But, yeah, okay. So, we are just going in to get a key, and we're done. But the key's like invisible there, so it's kind of worrying when you do it, so I always sit really quietly, like, I trust my judgment, but not enough. So we had the little ting and stuff so we can go, and if I haven't got it, it doesn't matter, because this whole bit here I'll just cut out and you won't even know. And are we going to get a little cutscene from you before I leave? No. Decent. So, we can now go to his house and use the key and snoop. This is what we do now. Back then, there probably wasn't much to do, so it's probably quite like a good day out, really. Oh, cool. It's breaking houses today. Exciting. Are we... Yeah. Laffer did it wrong and like I tried to open it, he's like, right, you dead me, game over. That'd be pretty funny. Well, it seems like you're home alone with me now, whammo! In the intestine whack. Probably won't happen. So I think we just want to get 2 items and then we get the cutscene that comes. So, I want to go forward. Now, the stuff we want to do there, but we can't get it yet. There's 2 letters, but I can't remember what cupboards they're in, but we're going to find them. So it can be quite frustrating. I think there's one at the bottom here, actually. That was a lie. I wish he'd left them open. There's one. Oh, we're not even going to look at it, no. Fair enough. Oh, it's got to be a middle one, right? Shame on me. Cool. I mean, I think we can leave now. I think that's all we need. We're gonna find out.
What gives you the right to enter my house like this, stranger?
Edgar, don't you recognize me?
Of course. Sorry about that. It's the old memory playing up again. Could you just remind me, though, why I asked you to come and visit?
Be careful, Edgar. You're poking your nose into terrifying things that are tightening their grip on you.
Stuff and nonsense. The world of science is bedeviled by malicious rumors engendered by fear.
Edgar, what is the subject of your research?
I'm working on the discovery of knowledge that must, for the moment, be kept secret. Its revelation shall herald the dawning of a new era.
Are you sure that is for the best? Certain things should be consigned to the past so that the passage of time can erase them.
Some things are never erased. And this is no longer simply a marvel consigned to the past.
Well, I must return to Providence. Allow me to excuse myself.
By all means, give my regards to Dr. Egleton. Don't lose any sleep on my account. Everything here is fine.
Okay, well, luckily, Egleton is not actually helping at all and just dictating ideas I probably would have came up with myself. So we'll go talk to Egleton, who is just sat in our house now. Just go break in there. You go over there. He doesn't really do anything when I think about it. But he did say he will have him committed. So we're going to try... I say try. We're going to get him committed, basically. Very cutscene heavy, but I quite like it, actually. That clock. So loud. You'd never sleep with that. Egleton, he's batshit mad, mate.
Hello there, young William. Any news?
Yes. I went back to Edgar's house and was able to let myself in before he arrived. This is what I was able to glean from what I found. Edgar has been carrying out the same research as his ancestor. He must have attempted and succeeded in an experiment that at first taught him some secrets before causing him to lose his mind.
You're right. It's increasingly apparent that he is mad. And this Dr. Owens appears to exert the most harmful of influences. Edgar must be protected. I would like to use your telephone to issue the sheriff with an internment order and to ask him to meet us at Edgar's house in order to nip any possible resistance in the bud.
Let's go.
Edgar, I'm forced to do this for your own safety.
By all the spirits at my command, I damn you. May Asenath take you over. You shall remain enslaved to him forever.
I recommend that you rest before carrying out a detailed search of the premises. Each clue may be vital to us. I'll meet you back at your house.
Oh, okay. Asenath is like the crawling... Oh, I can't remember it now. I'm not even going to try. It destroys worlds anyway, so he must think them two are Bezzy mates. Not that draw. Pretty sure he says have a rest or something like that. I feel like I missed that, but... We're getting a key and... Is it a map? Uh-huh. That's going to take us to the bungalow. Which is disc 2. I think you do a bit of the bungalow to get to disc 2. But there's nothing else here. So we can just fast travel home now. Move. Our house. It seems that the bungalow has not been shown yet, which is fine. I guess we're going to show him the map. Maybe we just have a conversation with him. He's like, I've done something. With my power, I got him arrested into a mental asylum. Okay, we really do need to give him something. So, must be the map. Yeah.
Rest assured, young William, he's in good hands. What have you learned?
This. I was able to search the house at my leisure. It seems that Dr. Owens has fled.
Unfortunately, that is not sufficient grounds for laying charges. We must turn his absence to our advantage. If we want real evidence of Dr. Owens' activities, the only place to find it is the bungalow.
I understand, Doctor. I'm on my way there.
The bungalow. The bungalow. We must go to the bungalow. Alright, we'll go to the bungalow. Is it on our map now, though? There it is. Old bungalow. Cool. I'm going to have a little break before we do all this, but it will all be in one video. So, yeah, I'll see you in 1 second. Alright, I'm back, guys. So, today we will be entering the bungalow. And we can't get in. It's totally locked off, so we need to make our way around and get a key to get a key. Now, the key we do get, it's a very special key. It's a very good key. It has many purposes. But this is where the game changes considerably. Where is... That must be around this corner then. No more fun investigation talking to weird AI people. Now it's puzzle time in horror. And I think they've set that up pretty well. You know? Gimme. Mackies. Yeah, they've kind of set up pretty well, in my opinion. It's like, okay, here's the investigation bit. Now, horror. And it's pretty good. I quite like it. The only concern I have with this part of the game is when you're going through it and stuff, it is a good time. It's very spooky. We're going to go into this trunk, by the way. There's always that feeling of like, oh man, I want to go back outside. But, you know, because obviously there's an underground area here. You know? There's always an underground area. But now we need to get the special key. Hand it over. Yes. Good old Bluey. The crowbar. This is the best key, in my opinion. I love that cutscene at the start of this, by the way. And we're breaking in. So are we going to go by the assumption Owens is Dr. Gregor Herschel, yeah? That's how I see it. There he is. Bluey. And we're in. So there's a few things we can do. Generally we're going through there to do a puzzle. But first there's a... let's see if I get my strands right. So we can do that in a bit. Let's just get the item we want. So... let's see. I think it's behind this cupboard. You gonna let me... yeah, dog. Covering up stuff with cardboard, are we? So we did indeed get a key to this box specifically. Yes. And we've got some nice items in here. That's for later. Huh. Wonder what that was. I won't remember it till we use it. So, a few things we can read here if we really want. I mean, if you're not going to let me do it now, I'm not going to. It's just a calendar of rubbish anyways. But there's stuff over here we could look at. So this is pretty cool. It's Cthulhu. Well, it's not, but... yeah. Puzzle. There's a really cool note we can read as well, which is just here. Yeah, how many clicks until I get the notes I want to read, fam? Providence, 11th of May, brother. My old and trusted friend, all my respect and most heartfelt wishes to that which we serve for your eternal power. I have just discovered what you should know on the subject of the final extremity, and what would be the appropriate course of action in its regard. I am not at all inclined to imitate you, partly because of my age. But Providence is not at all determined like Salem to hunt down unusual beings and drag them before the courts. I have major interest in both land and... shit. Sea. I would not know how to behave as you do. Besides, my farm in Port Tuxet has you know what beneath the ground, which would not await my return in another form. But as I have told you, I am ready to undergo reversals of fortune, and have for a long time been studying the method of returning after fate has dealt its ultimate blow. Last night I discovered the words that Yog Sothoth invokes, and I saw for the first time the face. What does that say? That I, Sakabarabla, speak of. And it said to me that the key is to be found in the third pasm of Libodamanama. When the sun is in the fifth house, and Saturn is trine, mark out the pentagram of fire, then recite the 9th verse 3 times. Repeat this verse on the holy loading cross day and on Halloween, and the thing shall be engendered in the outer spheres, and from the ancient seed shall be born that which shall look back without knowing what it seeks. However, that is no use at all if there is nothing to inherit, and if the salts or the method of manufacture of the salts is not ready for him. And on this point I must admit that I have not taken the necessary measures and not discovered a great deal. The procedure is difficult to achieve, and it requires such a great detail of specimens that I experience tremendous difficulties obtaining a sufficient number. Despite the sailors I acquire from the Indies, people here are growing suspicious, but I keep them at arm's length. The chattering classes are worse than the commoners, because they behave in a subtle manner and one takes them at their word. More the pastor and Mr. Merritt have said too much, I fear, but up to now there seems to be no real danger. The chemical substances are easy to find. Well, there are 2 good chemists in this town, Dr. Bowie and Sam Carew. I follow the instructions of Borellus, and I find the 7th book of Abdul al-Hazred to be of great help. Whatever I obtain you shall receive. Meanwhile, do not forget to use the words that I have given you. If you wish to seek it, look at what is written on the page that I am enclosing in this package. Repeat the verses each holy cross day and Halloween, and if your line does not, ye out. In the years ahead, he who looks backward shall come, and shall use the salts and that you leave to him. I am delighted to hear of your return to Salem, and hope to be able to visit you now. I have a fine stalling, and I intend to purchase a car, even though the roads are still poor. If you are inclined to travel, make sure you do come and see me. Take the Boston mail coach that goes through Dedham, Wrexham and Attenborough. All towns where you can find excellent inns. Enter Providence by way of Pawtuxet Falls. My house is situated opposite the tavern of Mr. Apprentice, Olney. It is the first on the north side of Olney Court. I remain, sir, your faithful friend and servant in Almonstein Metroton to Mr. Simon Olney, Shalom Lane Salem, Gregor Herschel. That's exactly how he sounds. I'm sorry he had to sound like that. That's just how it is. Got a little bit into that. Didn't actually sound very good. Oh, we have to close the book first, don't we? Yeah, I remember now. My bad. But we're done here. We could read those other notes, I guess, but I can't read. Ah. Now we're going to go into what I like to call the pantry. We can't go upstairs, I don't think. Can we go upstairs? No, I've never tried. To the pantry. Masturbating in the pantry, as usual for a Tuesday. That's how he is, really. It's horrible. And it's a little bit early to think we're going to disc 2. So open up. And here we have the panel puzzle. Yes. So I have this puzzle written down. I'm not going to remember it. There's some you just remember by looking at it going, yep, I know how that goes. Cassell. Weird shape at the bottom. 4. I mean, I don't really need to know this one because as soon as I got it right, it's done. What key is this? I think it's the key we just got. And there's 2 of these in the game. So I guess we use it twice. If not, I'll cut it because I got it wrong. But a very cool cutscene is coming up. The horror. The horror. And so it begins. The spooky horror time, with that screaming every 30 seconds, I think. So now we have a really cool puzzle to do, and it is why we bought those matches. We need to light up this area to progress. And you can see it pretty easy, but some people may struggle. And this is the whole puzzle. There's I can't remember how many matches there are now. It'll show us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. And we're just going to go along and click on them. That's the whole puzzle. You can get kind of lost still. Oh, dudes, I'll give you some trivia about a film called Air Bud. I think it's called Air Bud with a dog. And they made 10 films of this. The first one, it's a basketball player. And then the second one, it's a football player. This American football player. But in the end of the first one, they're oh no, we don't have enough players. What about the dog, though? They're well, we'll check the rulebook. There's no rulebook that says that the dog can't play. And then it plays and wins the game. It's the best film. That's the shit. But it's got that scene in the film where, the kid's got to make the dog go away because they're going to put it down because it bit someone or something. So he's go, leave, I don't want you anymore. And the dog's and he throws a stone at it. It's just horrible. I don't feel like I have the testicle fortitude to handle that level of emotion of someone shouting their dog away. It's just horrific. But there's also another scene where like the coach is just angry, so he gets this kid who can't play basketball, and he just starts throwing basketballs at him. He gets caught doing it, and they're like, you can't do this anymore. It's a bit wrong, isn't it? But good God, it's bad. Hey, that was lucky. But this puzzle isn't too bad. I think I can see it okay. In my head, I was like, I think I need to light the game up a bit, but it doesn't seem as bad as I remember. Maybe just because I got my curtains closed. Okay. And, I mean... came from there. We're going in the deep dark. This underground area has a lot of fun stuff to offer. We're going straight down, but is there any lights before we make the descent? Probably not. I always get turned around here, so it's unlikely it's going to be perfect. To be honest, I always get turned around, but it's okay. Doesn't really matter. And we know we're going this way. Going down. And we are going straight on, but is there any lights before I go? I don't think so. I think the rule of thumb is like, don't take like 2 steps ahead and you'll be alright. I feel like... right, that's that way. I don't want to get turned around. Well, there's definitely no lights here. This is me starting to mess it up now, I reckon. There's no way we're getting away with not doing all these lights. Oh, thank God. Cool. So how many matches have we got left? 3 to go. Okay. We need 1 for the room. So we only have to do 1 more match, luckily. And it's got to be around here. So I think it's... I mean, it looks like it's there. Huh. Oh well, I mean, we're way ahead of time. It doesn't matter. Oh, thank God. The pixel hunt. So I did that perfect, 100%, which is really good. Usually I'm like, where am I? Then I'm back at the stairs. I'm like, I've been down here. So that's really good. Alright. And we just want a door. There you go. And we need this to light up. We will be getting a lantern soon, so this area won't be too bothersome, but there is a lot of dark for a bit. There's also another just in the dark puzzle, which is a nightmare. There we go. Here's our hub for a little bit. We kind of come back here a few times. We want to find ourselves a lever. There it is here. Cool. Let's load up disc 2. Okay, cool. So, there's a lighter here. Damn, it is really dark. Okay, so I believe the lantern we want to get is actually out here. So this is the only door. Could just be the light right in front of us, I guess. No, it's not. So this will be a bit of trial and error, actually, because I can't remember where it specifically was. Here we are. Cool. Didn't take too long. I just think it's a bit more smooth. You don't have to edit out parts like, okay, we did this, but now we get a lantern. Very cool. Okay, cool. A bit brighter now, yeah? So, Well, we can't go that way, can we? So let's go in the middle. Okay, there's two things we need to do, so it doesn't really matter what order we do them in, really. Okay, we came from here. Well, that's exactly what I wanted to do anyways. So, this is the end. Let's get our whereabouts. There's two areas we need to go. So we tried that way, it didn't work. So we'll try this way. Okay. Ah, yes. So it begins. Yeah, but now that guy's about. Oh, it's these kind of weird things coming back now. I mean, they'll go away. It doesn't really matter. But we need to do a puzzle to get an axe, I think. Oh, it's here. Cool. Okay, so here begins. It's a bit of a timer here. So, oh, shouldn't have done that. So we don't want to fall down a hole and die, so we need to sort of look by where the holes are. And it is a timer, so you need to be a little bit careful. Because if we fall down, we get killed by that horrible thing. It kind of tricks you a little bit, makes you want to spend a little bit more time than you should. But we just want the axe and we want to go. So let's... I think this way? Oh, and... Ah! Game over! So... to our little hub room. You don't like them up, no? So this was the end of it, wasn't it? So we want an in the middle sort of room. You start surroundings. It's in here. Here we are, and there is a little chest here we're going to use the axe on. I always find the pixel, then I get the item, then I have to find the pixel again because it doesn't actually stay there. But that monster bit's really cool, right? It's like Dagon or something. I really like Dagon. It's only like... It's only a couple of pages. You could read it in like 10 minutes. So, we do get a lantern now, yeah? Under key. Yeah, and that's opening the lantern up, and now we're going to light it up. That's really cool. Alright, now it's way more lit up. That's good, because there's another room we need to go to. We could have done it before, but I think now that we've got the light, it's much easier. I believe there's like a cabinet we want to go to. And we've got the key for the cabinet. We get some really important stuff now. So we've probably got a few keys now. No, we don't. We have one key, so that really helps. Open sesame. We'll take the alchemist thing. Yeah, we'll need that for one puzzle the whole game. Got that. I think that's yeah, I think that's everything. Okay, we're done. Now, there's some other books in here. We can take one quick look around. It doesn't really matter. Pain in the ass to try and find something else. There's a bed. God, it feels so weird being around here. So we looked at the cabinet. Can't go up that way. I mean... Okay, we'll just have a quick little look around. There's some books we can get. They don't matter. We don't need them. Look, here's a book. I'll rip it out. Ah. You'd be like, here's stole paper on my book. That'll do, actually. I don't want to look for any more. There's like 2 other ones, and they're a pain to find. So let's go see an old friend of ours, who we were supposed to kind of go see. I've just realised how stupid I am. So... we're looking for like a tunnel? Right, that's the next area, so... let's go back. And let's go back again. Now, this should be a door we can go through. Or an arch, even better. Alright, left or right? Let's go right first. It's in here. Oh dear. No. Arthur Prokop. Oh, favorite character. I mean, maybe it's not really him. Maybe, like, he didn't come and see me another day. Then we didn't. He died. He's still alive in Disc 1, though. That's what matters. I hate you, Disc 2. I mean, to be fair, though, how could we save him if, like, he has the key? I highly doubt we're going to play the game and it's like, oh, mate, don't worry, like, it's just a coffin with a key in it this time. Like, it's not happening. But now we can go through here. And now it's all really nice and lit up for us. I think we can just light it and it stays lit up now. Oh no, it's because we have a lantern. I really don't like those weird graphics it does. It always happens with Disc 2. But we need to keep going anyways. Oh, come on. No, you're not a door. This will be the key for this that we got off Arthur Prokop. He knew too much. He was like a good investigator, but like we were way better than him anyways. We still have the axe. Don't see why we're going to use it. I know we need the oil for the puzzle right now. So a dark puzzle now. Here we go. So, yeah, through you go. Pitch dark. Straight to the end. Keep going, don't look at any of this, can't see it anyways. Oh, you can get lost here. Yep, yes. Oh. Are you a load of stuff? Here we go. Now we just want... please open. Brilliant. So we kind of want to get like the furnace on. Yeah. And then all this is here. We do want the shovel. Let's get a look at this. So I think it's open up. Did you just close? Alright, that's open. Okay, let's go back one. We'll put some coal in here. Quite mundane puzzle, really. Alright. I want to say it's 3 pieces of coal. I want more coal. Thank you. I think I like doing this puzzle game. Can't see shit. Alright. I mean, you probably only really need 1 bit of coal. Give me... no! Oh, out here again. With my trusty shovel. Hey presto, the coal puzzle has been annihilated. Now there's loads of coal. And we'll put a lighter on it, because that's how coal works, I'm sure. Oh, actually, I think it's the fuel now. Okay, and now we use the lighter. Very cool. Close it. Okay, go back one. Okay, what else have we got up here? Let's sort these out. Middle lever. Give this a spin. Well, that's it. So now we have to go through the dark. We have to find two things. Oh, here we go. So it's... This will take a while. Right, we're back at the start. Now, one of the things we need to find is to the right here, or to the left. But we can't do that till we find an item on the floor. Here it is. So it's just to the right of the main door. Cool. And then what we want to do... Yeah, it's near a chest. That probably would have been a better way to find it quicker. But you will have seen like a sort of little route of how I would have done it. I'll put it in right so you can see. There we are. And this is it. And this is going to light it all up, thank God. Brilliant. Yeah, close it. Take that. Alright, so... Amazing. Let's go and see the brain. We want to get the brain working. What do I mean by the brain? It's kind of like that episode of Dexter Laboratory. You know, Ego Trip, I think it's called. And there's like 3 different versions of Dexter. 3 different versions of Mandark or something. It's really cool. So let's see how much we can get out of this talking brain. Is it just this?
Places of the netherworld read their servant.
So yeah, he's not really working anyways, okay? We need to get him working, basically, and we'll do it right now. So, let's go to the sink. We did find the sink earlier, didn't we? And we were lost in the dark. Alright, fam. Let me in. You know who's not doing anything right now? Yeah. Syringe. Cool. Now we want to find ourselves some chemicals. I believe they're over there. Looks like they are. I've written down what specific ones we need. Should be quite a quick little walk for us. Probably just like 2 hours. How long did the first part take me? About an hour. Maybe a little bit over an hour actually. You know, you should be able to just walk over there. Not letting me do that's very naughty. Oh, is it you? No, that's the brain. Blazes of the Netherworld. Here. Ah. Alright, is there any 1, 2, 3? We can't have... Oh. I think it's this one. And we're going to put it in here. You'll know it's the right concoction. Because it goes like green. No. Get me off this. And we need another one. I think it's like the second. So that don't count. I don't think it's that one. Oh, it doesn't matter. We're going to find out. It looks about right. I recognize that silvery color. But it will go green and stuff, like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde style. Yeah, there you go. Alright. We got the syringe, very cool. Now we're going to get the brain to talk. Someone outside of my street screaming. A lot of crazy people around here. Including me. So we could do the botanical bit now. Yeah, we can hear you growling, mate. We don't care. Well, maybe you can't. So let's do the brain bit now. Quite a lot of dialogue to come from the brain. We only need some of it, so I'm just going to show what we need, because it could go on for like an hour. But it is a really good bit. Do we not want to put the syringe in first? Alright, calm down. Okay, so syringe first. Really good. That's it. Nice. So we're done with this bit. Now we want to get that brain on.
Places of the netherworld greet their servant. The places of the netherworld greet their servant. What is your grade? Brother in almost sin, what do you want to do? Submit a spirit or use an enslaved spirit? Seven spirits are at your command. What do you ask of them? The possession of a living being or the reincarnation of a dead soul? Between Alpha and Omega, the salts placed on the name of the dead man, the spirit will bring the soul that you have asked onto the threshold. Make the offerings that are appropriate to the spirit before summoning him, and take care over the origin of the salts. What type is the salt that you wish to invoke? Is it a guardian or a mortal? Possessor of great knowledge, filter of experience with a memory greater than the sum of all books. If you know how to question them, they will share their knowledge with you.
You have in your possession the salts of a mortal who, amongst other subjects, possesses knowledge of the spirit world. Question Eliphas Levis. What is your grade? Brother in Almusin, what do you want to do?
Oh, man.
Submit a spirit or use an enslaved spirit?
Right, we're turning you off. You need to pay yourself. But yeah, you could go through all of that and get loads of information. It's really cool. Really cool. But I'm going to have a little break now, so hang on a second. Alright, the break is over. So, we just did the brain bit. Now I need to do the botany bit. I think there's a little bit we can read, or it kind of shows us. So, even though I'm not going to use it, I'm going to show it anyways. So this is the start of the area. We are going to raise someone from the dead, by the way. It's going to be really fun. Is it here? I believe so. You. Alright, you're going to show me what I need. That's what euphoria looks like. That's it. That's all I really need to know. Where is... So that's where that is. So, we're going this way. I'm going to find loads of drawers. Hello, loads of drawers. Alright, so charcoal. I think we want to get charcoal, and we actually want to get a key as well. Hand it over. Is that a key? That's definitely a key. Okay, so... Are you the no label? Yeah. Well, we know what it looks like anyway, so we're looking for euphoria. That looks like euphoria, doesn't it? And we got it. So, worst case scenario, we come back and have to get it, but I think we'll be okay. But we are done in here. Now it's time to move on. And we have another really annoying puzzle to do. But it takes like 2 seconds. And it's just this here. The panel puzzle. Yes. Ha! Michael. That's like when you play Dark Souls. Raphael. Play like the first one. And it's like, oh. Samuel. Yeah, that's it. Actually, you know what, I'll do this puzzle before I talk a load of shit. Okay, they're right. That was easy. And we'll use that big key, that's what I'm doing now. But yeah, you played Dark Souls 1 and there's just epic names like the Devourer. Blah, 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 all that. Then you play like 2, it's like, here's John. Here's John the Invader. Pretty funny. Well, it's not that funny, but we'll put this in. Now, I believe I've done everything right. And now we want to go and find ourselves... Dog just dived off the couch like a psychopath. Sounds like an ice skater. We're going to get some ashes to raise the dead. Really excited about it. Really cool cutscene, so... Is it you? No. We'll try the next round. I don't think it's white. No. We want L ashes. I feel like I've gone too far. Oh, there they are. Gonna smoke them later. Huh. Terrible. But yeah, let's bring some dead person back to life like the brain told us. You can really go ham with him, like he can talk for ages. He's a good voice actor as well. A brain. So we go in here. I think we have to light it up first. I think you can get kind of stuck where you go in here. Okay. The Mighty Pixel Hunt. And we're in. Right. So, nice pentagram. Very good. So we need to go in here. And we want Phaleg. A piece of paper that says Phaleg on it, basically. Which is a nice Silent Hill remembrance. What are you? Orpheol? No. I'm sure it's one of the top end ones. What about you? Are you Phaleg? You Silent Hill 1? Phaleg. You that door in Silent Hill 1 hospital end area? Yeah, excuse me. I guess we could just put it down now. We gotta put a few things on here anyways. There you go. Claudia will be raging. Actually, let's just put a few things down. Okay, so the ashes can go down. I guess it doesn't really matter what order. Your charcoal. Can't see the ashes anywhere. There they are. Let's get the diamond. Now to get the diamond, we have to go into our little book. I mean briefcase. They're very similar. We want the diamond. Thank you. I've been playing that Bloodborne demake. Get the euphoria. Yeah, I've been playing the Bloodborne demake, and it's really good. It's kind of like playing medieval. Your euphoria. Now, there's one other little thing we have to do before we light all this up, which I probably should have done because it's more in a better order, really. But I mean, that's it. If it's not, I can review it. Alright, you need charcoal and styrax. Let's do charcoal first. Hello. Cool. Then we want the styrax, and then we're lighting it up. Styrax will be in the briefcase. Come on. Oh, is it up here? Oh, it bloody is. There's a key in here that we actually use later. Now, hopefully the lighter has a nice symbol on it to say, good job, you did it right, fam. Yeah, we'll got everything right. If not, I will do it all over again. But you won't even see this. I'm talking to no one.
Yain, Engai, Og, Sotot, Hei, Elgeim, Nyai, Todog, Va, Ogtrod Aif, Klebot Ai, Yog, Sotosos, Engai, Tro, have nothing to do with Herschel. I'm trying to save my friend from the grip of madness.
Your friend is beyond redemption. Herschel is a sorcerer, a powerful and evil one. Death alone cannot destroy him. He can enter other bodies and possess those who come close to him. I know what monstrous forces this left-handed sorcerer seeks to unleash. He is holding me here in his clutches to try to force me to reveal a secret vital to his evil work. Just a few cycles ago, they succeeded in entering the netherworlds. They found the ancient cities and are trying to use the portal. The time is fast approaching when they can use them once more. They have to be stopped, or this planet will sink into the abyss. This is what has to be done. Follow these instructions to the letter. Herschel must be killed and his corpse dissolved in acid. The formula for using the portal is contained in the Necronomicon.
Who knows? Perhaps all that was devised by the wicked mind of Herschel before his death. And he planned to take over his descendants like this and travel from body to body through the centuries. As painful as it may be, we have to face the facts, my young friend. Edgar no longer exists. His memory has been erased. The man we know as Edgar is none other than Herschel, reassembling his army of the living dead to follow his diabolical plan. And just as Providence folk put a stop to it 150 years ago, so we must prevent it from reaching its conclusion by destroying it.
As I discovered in the bungalow, stopping Herschel isn't enough. He has his accomplices. We must also discover their objectives.
Exactly. And that's why we have to find the Necronomicon. It must be somewhere beneath the bungalow.
I don't want to go back there for fear of losing my mind. Let's share the tasks. You go to the bungalow, and I'll make my way to the asylum. I will question Edgar to find out whether he can be saved. If not, then I'll kill him. Edgar, I have returned from the underground passages. What terrible secret have you unleashed?
If that were true, you would not be here.
I found monsters imprisoned in open wells.
Hellfire and damnation, you wouldn't such a thing could be possible. Those cursed creatures shrieking in the depths of their wells for 150 years, they're hungry. You could have satisfied their appetites.
What is the Necronomicon?
He came, and yet you still live. But don't forget that all the Stellas have been changed. Nothing is for certain until you have asked him.
You didn't answer my question. What is the Necronomicon?
May the plague strike you down, you'll never find out.
Very cool. We cannot take the gun, but we can take his keys to his house. Oh, Jesus, we're back here. I mean, you're not going to go to the bungalow, are you? So I doubt I need to talk to him, so let's just keep doing what I think we need to do. I think we need to go to Edgar's and get loads of stuff. Right, you're dead meat. No, you're supposed to be gone. Oh, it doesn't happen. The final boss. You will be dead meat. Oh, it's not the keys to his house, it's the keys to his basement. We need 5 items. And there's about 3 of them in here. There's 1 in the lounge, and we kind of get one on the way out. So if he's Herschel, who's the other guy? Dr. Owens, he's not Herschel? I'm quite confused now. Even though I've played so many times, I realize I'm wrong. I'll read the synopsis, or synopsis, whatever people want to call it. Probably should do that before I finish it to explain, but we'll see. Alright, 3 items. First off, we want your boy, Triangle Man. What's in here? The Necronomicon. And a parcel. That's it. 3 things. 1 more in the lounge. And look, someone's left to deliver it. This is what we've come to, is stealing stuff from his house now. Didn't get my parcel. They say it was delivered. I didn't get it. Must have been the neighbours stole it, mate. Piece of paper. Now, what's enjoyable about recording today is we're outside again. You see loads of cool stuff. And I'll tell you what we're not going to do. That's it. We're not going to go to Pawtuxet Town and see if Arthur Prokop's there, because we know he's there. I don't know why that dead person was dressed as him. Alright, let's go back. I went to the bungalow and everything. I didn't find anything, though. Yeah, I'm sure you did. What's his name again? Egleton. I think he's called Dr. Egleton, but when you speak to Edgar's dad, he's like, Dr. Egleton? But yeah, we don't have to see the shop owner and Arthur Prokop's just chilling. I think he leaves a letter or something. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. We'll not change the ending. We have to give him the Necronomicon. They did speak about the guy that kind of like wrote it or brought it to fruition. Al-Hazad, I can't remember his name.
Now that we have found the Necronomicon, we must go to Providence Library. You're going to meet a friend of mine.
Alright, well, let's go there then. Library's nice. This is very much like the start of the game where we go around, do things, and have a little chat with them. Really good. In other words, I'll do everything, and he will do nothing. Yeah, look at this library, man. Cool, isn't it? I like it. Now we are going to venture around all here and do some looking about, but for now, let's just go and meet the librarian. Lots of forward walking today. Yeah, we're still going.
Hello, Mr. Saunders. May I introduce William Stanton, who wishes to carry out some research that is a little unusual.
Yeah, we're just going to show them the Necronomicon. Lots of dialogue today. Moo.
The Book of Dead Words. It's an arcane magic text that basically deals with necromancy. It begins with the story of an ancient, banished race long since disappeared. Unfortunately, it will take me more than a week to produce a quick translation of the whole of the volume, and we don't have that much time. You're going to help me. Search in the occult sciences section for material concerning death, spirits, or lost civilizations.
My friends, I must leave you to continue your work alone. I will join you again later. Until then.
I'll leave you. What a dick. Now, we can go do that stuff, but let's look at the Necronomicon first for funsies. We can read it. Now, I think S is an R. And it's really good stuff, so I'll try not to butcher narration like I always do. The old ones and their spawn. The old ones were and shall be from the dark stars. They become before they came. It's already begun. They came before man was born. They descended to primal earth beneath the oceans. they brooded while ages passed, till seas receded, whereupon they swarmed forth and their multitudes ruled this earth. At the frozen poles they raised mighty cities, and upon the heights Templars to those whom nature not and the gods have cursed. They have walked amidst the stars, and they have walked the earth, the city of Irem in the great desert has known them. Long in the cold wars, long in the cold wars has seen their passing, and the timeless citadel erected on the cloud-veiled heights of the Kadaf. The unknown bears their mark. Wantonly the old ones trod the ways of darkness, and their blasphemies were great upon the earth. And the Elder Lord opened their eyes and beheld the abominations of those who were ravaging the earth. In their wrath, they set their hand against the old ones, staying them in the midst of their iniquity, and cast them from the earth into the void, into spaces where chaos reigned, and no form does abide. And the Elder Lords set their reel upon the gateway. The old ones could do nothing in the face of its power. The old ones now dwelt beyond their gate. Not in the spaces known to man, but in the angles between them. Beyond our earthly spheres, they linger and ever wait the time of their return. For the earth has known them, and shall know them in time yet to come. Alright. You're wrong doing that, putting R's instead of S's. Computer game from 2000. You know, when I did a walkthrough this years ago, I got like a copyright strike from this like black metal band because the last area of the game's like really horrible noise. And I was like, you can't, the shitty song you bring out in like 2008 is not the song on the soundtrack of Necronomicon Dawning of Darkness. And they were like, yes it is. I'm like, no. You used our song in your video. No, I didn't. Shit. This is the next one, I believe. I believe we do the second muscle memory. Language of idiots. Not taking this first? No? Okay. Okay, so language must be the second one we get then. So that means we get the first one from here. That's fine. A couple of seconds I've lost in my life. The Moon. Yeah, Gateway to the Soul by Diane. Just give me it. We have to go to the librarian. We have to do this 3 times. I don't think I'll be able to finish the game today, actually. I've got 3 books to read. It's best to probably go round now. It'll be alright. It is kind of nice being here and not being underground, though it is a solid part of the game. It's just gotten very serious. I think I'm just going to play Dino Crisis next. I was going to do some easy ones. I felt like quite exhausted from Resident Evil 2, I don't know why, because it was easy. But I just felt, I think it's because I do short walkthroughs of that. I only record like half hour at a time, so it's perfect.
What have you found?
This book, fam. But I think I'll do Dino Crisis. Might take me like 2 weeks to do it though. I'm only going to record short parts. But I'm most excited for it, so. Be mad not to. Well, that's Necronomicon.
It's strange how these symbols occur in a handwritten note in the margin of a translated page. Don't you see?
Let's have a look. The head of the dragon, Yog-Sothoth, stands at the head of the dragon and shall give a sign to the old ones. When the stars tell that the time to return has come, for Yog-Sothoth is the gate. Though this gate shall pass, those who populate the void, when they return, Yog-Sothoth knows the Yog-Sothoth knows the mazes of time, for all time is one for him. He knows where the old ones came forth of old, and where they shall come forth again, when the cycle returns. After day cometh night, man's time shall pass, and they shall rule where they once ruled. As foulness, you shall know them, and their accursedness shall retain the earth. Cool. I did just narrate audiobooks, but
We have to unravel the meaning of the dragon and the goat showing 2 moons. Let's focus our research on magic tracks.
yeah, I did okay with that, but the problem was, like, there was a lot of American books I wanted to narrate, and I just feel it just doesn't feel right when a British person narrates it. Even if they're a good narrator, it puts me off. I want, like, the American accent. So if I was going to listen to Lovecraft, I'd want someone with like a New England accent, should I say? But if it was like Lord of the Rings, I'd just be annoyed if the American did it. Like, no. Like when I listened to Red Dragon, the audiobook, ages ago. It's a good book. I loved reading that years. One of the best books I ever read, but when I listened to the audiobook, the narrator was just like really great accent. It was awesome. But we're going to get a book. The reason why I'm talking about Red Dragon is because we're going to get a book called The Red Dragon. And I love the book. I was obsessed with it. I read the book, I listened to the audiobooks, I watched the films, I watched the series. The series is alright. The reason why I say that is because I love Anthony Hopkins as an actor, and when he plays Hannibal Lecter, it is like when you read the book, it's very perfect. And I just feel with Mads Mikkelsen, it's Mads Mikkelsen playing Mads Mikkelsen. He's like a character actor. I say that. It's still really good. I just think Anthony Hopkins is very diverse. He can do a lot of parts. He was really good in The Elephant Man, which is one of those films like Titanic. You watch like once and you're like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with Titanic. I'm done with The Elephant Man. We get it. It's horrible. I am not an animal. I'm a man. And you're just crying. Oh, it's horrible.
What have you found?
But one of my favourite directors is David Lynch, so I did enjoy that film. And we'll give you this. Also, I talked rubbish. You'll be in the same place the other one was, won't you? And I know this is quite a drawn-out bit, but we only do this one more time, and then we're going somewhere else. Take it.
It is an incantation. All this speaks of great evil. These are the same runic symbols. I'm going to translate this page as quickly as I can.
Evil! The gates of the cities. If you open the gates of the cities, through their different influences, the hall of power shall be established, and through these gates you shall invoke those who are beyond the time and space of man. When the moon enters the triangle by turning the gates in the direction from whence they shall come, by speaking the words and making the signs, that shall bring the old ones. Then they shall reign again on the earth. I guess just the first one was the long one.
Could it be that such places exist on our planet? I'm also going to carry out some research into ancient scripts.
Yeah, well, we know where that is, though, which is really good. Because it's the language of initiates, I believe it was. We're just going to go get that. I like the ambient noise of this game. Very Lovecraft feeling. You know, if you like go on YouTube, you type in like Lovecraft ambience. So good. Or like you just listen to the Bloodborne soundtrack. You know, Ludwig the Holy Blade, I just cannot get over that. It's like such a good build-up to greatness, and then it's great. Good boss battle as well, man. That's definitely one of the best games I ever played. And the language was here, wasn't it? Ta. Alright, librarian, for the final time. You won't believe who comes back after. I'll leave you to it, guys. I've got to go sit in your house for a bit. What? That's what he's doing right now. He's probably smoking. You come home after all this said and done, you're just like, stinks in here. And it'll be like 2 weeks, like, when are you going home, Egleton? If anyone calls, tell him I'm not here. You need to go home, Egleton. You need to go back to work. Ah!
What have you found?
Well, you won't believe it. Another book. I'm going to give to you, and then I'm going to narrate it. We've done this before. Doesn't look like he could remember much, though, let's be honest. Where's that book? Oh. It's an old book.
Apparently, there were several great cities. These cities were sited according to a precise plan. Perhaps this is what Herschel was trying to do. Open the doors of the cities to make the old gods return. The translations that I have carried out in your absence are quite alarming. There are transmitters, probably 6, spread across the planet. We must find out where they are, and quickly.
Yeah. Of course he's back. So, fun puzzle. Easy to do as well. There is specific places they go, but I find pixel hunting just clicking like a lunatic will get me there. So what other things did he have? The package is one of them. So we're just gonna go... click, 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 click. Aha! 1 down. There's 5. This is gonna make... you won't believe what shape it makes. Is it a pentagram? The note? Yeah, that's there. I'm kind of forgetting what else we need. This? I'm sure the Necronomicon's one of them, and the newspaper, and that's all of them, really. Oh, wow. I did plan on writing it down to be like, this one goes to Greenland, this one goes to Africa, but really didn't need to do that. Le Gazette. Oh, you ruined my streak. Absolutely ruined my click streak. Raging. We will go to Red Country now. So, Necronomicon. I thought it was this triangle, but that's for something else. We still have the axe. And the oil. It wasn't the Necronomicon. Oh dear. Please load again. That book flicking gives me nightmares. He did it in... I guess it is this. Oh yeah, because we have another triangle that's similar to this. I get it now. Okay. Ah. So we only had to do that many. What an idiot. Mm-hmm. And that will give us the other one, yeah? We've done it. Goodbye, old chaps. It was nice knowing yous. I'll go, Egleton. You just chill, mate. It's all good. Let's go to the entrance of the Lost City. How cool's that? Really? Here we are. So, oh, I should show you the triangle, actually. I just want to show you the method to my madness. And also, a good refresh for me would be quite good, to be fair. So this triangle, well, it has all these things. So, the first one is the top area, and that's kind of like near the end. And then the other two are kind of in the middle, so pretty easy. Yeah. Doesn't matter, I'll just come back and change it if it's not right. And the next puzzle's here. You were near the end. Oh, I'm doing it now. Oh. Let's go see if we get the final one right. It'll give us like a cutscene. No, this is the... We don't need to do this one yet. It's this one we want. And we don't really need to know what this one is because it'll... Okay, I wanted to be on it though. Where have you taken me? Oh, this is horrible. Why do you think I want to be over here? Stupid. Let's see if we got it right then. Okay. Let's go to that key. Let's go to the keyhole and put the key in it. Which is just around here. Again, the Lost City. Yay. We need a certain key for this, and I believe it's in the alchemist area. We just pour Styrax in it, you know? The Key of Ancients, of course it's this. We need all of this. What goes in here then? I think it's the triangle. There's my mouse, because I nudged it a bit. These are ours for a puzzle. It's also a bit of a map. So one more thing to do before we open the city, and It's just the... Remember I went past that big massive triangle? We just have to give it a little tappy tap. Tap, tap, tapperoo. But those signs that were on there, they're actually on the walls and stuff in this underground city. Very Mountains of Madness, I'd say. Come on. Cool. So now we're actually going to go into the entrance. Pretty exciting. Yes. I really love this game, man. It's pretty perfect. Not for everyone, I respect that. And here we are, the underground. Let's finish this game. Still got like good 20 minutes of this game, like. But now is the part I hate. The maze. Ugh. So we're gonna go through. And I've got directions written down here. You can get really lost in here. I'm supposed to stop recording now and I can finish the game off tomorrow. Nice and fresh. But, you know, we'll get this out of the way so I feel better. So first order of business is we have nowhere else to go but these ways anyways. And we want to see that. Then we go down to it. So we want to follow the 4. And we're kind of looking for like sort of steps. So we'll go up a little bit. I think they're over here. And we're going down them steps. Are we going down the steps? Huh. Well, it was easy to get here, so I'll just get lost for a bit. Yeah, I guess we're not. So hold to the left. We kind of came that way, so I guess it's... They want... I wrote this down, it wants this way. Yeah. You want to go down a hole? There you go, there's the steps we're going down. Cool. Right, down to the bottom of the steps. What else did I say? Down the winding stairs, go left and down the hall. Keep going left. There's many lefts, though. Oh, I bet this is wrong. Up, then down. Oh, this isn't it. This is definitely not it. I'm so lost. When people make games, they're dicks, mate. When they're like, you know, wouldn't it be good if we had a maze in the game? A maze. I mean, that looks like it, but fuck, it isn't. Well, I don't know why they do it. Oh, we found it. Cool. Alright, cool. Well, I'm still here. I'll keep playing. It's just all the middle ones. Yeah, I don't know why they do that, really. Hate mazes. I like the mazes in The Shining, that's cool. Yeah, I'm done. Get me off this. Hello everyone and welcome to the final part of Necronomicon, Dawning of Darkness. I had a little break because I was trying to do this puzzle here and I kept getting it wrong and I was getting annoyed and I had work, so I'll show you what we've got to do. It's a timed puzzle. So, I mean, I don't need to be quiet for this cutscene, it's crap. Right, and it closed. There's little funny legs, and that opened there. So now we need to get this done in 2 minutes. 1, 2, 3, okay. So that's what we're going to do. We just go for here really quick, and we got to get done in 2 minutes. Nice and easy. But it's always good to check. Make sure it's the right one. But we're going to finish the game today, but we're going to enjoy the Lost City. I just could not get that puzzle done. It was doing my head in. I think it's in 2 minutes. As far as I'm aware. Yeah, we're in the right one. I've never had problems with this puzzle. Yeah, I went to work and everything. I should probably be sleeping now, but I thought, let's just get it done. I'm in a good mood. I've really enjoyed playing this. Be sad when it's over. But this company does make more games like this, so I'll do more. We have still got the sequel to Dracula Resurrection. We'll do Last Sanctuary. Maybe do that next. Go, go, go. And we're here. We did it. Boom. Done it. Yeah, let me through, Jesus. Oh, that was a nightmare. But now we've got some awesome walking around. And we should keep a note of this, but I know the puzzle anyways, but it's there. Whoa. I kept going the wrong way. I'm supposed to go to the other side of that statue thing, but we got there in the end. But this is the Lost City. We can really get a good look of it now. And we are walking a very long way. Yeah, here we go. We're going to take it in. So cool. There's a Lost City in the Mountains of Madness. I think that's my favourite Lovecraft book. And when they go there, it's pretty amazing. I believe we have to make our way down now. I always get this ramp mixed up. Yeah, straight down, fam. We do have a very long walk. Okay, I'm just going to follow the pixels. Well, that was easy. Yes, down we go. You wanna... Oh. Perfection. Let's go to the big pyramid looking thing. That's actually insane, but I think a lot of people get confused because that cutscene, I just think it's a very nice touch of him trying to chase that person. Don't know why, but I've heard people say like, oh, it's cut content. I don't know, man, like I think it was just good seeing him chasing and then not knowing what happened with it. But right now we want to get inside this big pyramid, and the only way to get in is to go all the way around, which is what we're going to do. So... What the hell is it? Have I gone all the way around? Well, it's in here. Cool. Okay, so now we've got another weird little puzzle here. This is when you can literally just button bash to get through it, and it's just walking around. You go around quite a lot. And it is pressing buttons and then walking around. But I know them off by heart, but you would be fine just clicking around till you got them right, really. So, middle one first. Yeah. And then we're gonna walk all the way around it. Maybe I should speed this up a little bit. Yeah, it's probably best. Well, we'll see a one rotation of it. Alright? I have to go through it. You can go through it a little bit, fans. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll show you the buttons, then we'll do a quick run around. So the next button is this one. Uh-huh. Alright, and then we're going to do top left this time. Hello again. It's the bottom one this time. Now we have the bottom right. No, I think it's the top one. Now it's time for the final rotation. And you're coming with me for this one, because I'm so lonely. I have much to talk about. Yeah, that's the last, annoying puzzle of this, I guess. I want more, table puzzles, really. You know? So when we go around here this time, something's going to be open. And it should be open just around this corner. It's not. Huh. Interesting. Well, the back's been all opened up, so it should be fine. Maybe we go back this way now. I think that's actually correct. Open sesame. There it is. Cool. Yes, I'll take a table, please. Table puzzle for two, dear. Yeah, this is the music the black metal band does, so if you do copyright this, I hope this is the first 30 seconds you try to do it and you're all pricks. Game came out in year 2000. I like black metal, but not your band. I'm not going to play listen to them now. Alright, so this puzzle is what was on the roof above. There we go, all these. Cool. So that's swirly, that's stupidity, and that's square. Which more circly, you'd say? One of them's, I wrote down swirly, swirly at the bottom. I guess this is swirly. I could just put waves or something, but I'm an idiot. But it doesn't matter, it might just take a bit of trial and error. You can, when they're all in place, you can flick them around. Circly at the right. I mean, which one of them's circly? What? I'm an idiot. Why would I write that? I guess it doesn't matter. Because you can, pick them up and swap them, so we'll just do that worst case. It's pretty funny. Oh, probably not even swirly at the bottom. Got it wrong. I do like this underground area, though. Damn. Oh, well, there you go then. Cool. Right, so there's a button behind the pillar that we're gonna press. It's just here. I might need to do a little naughty save in a minute. There it is, you beautiful beast. Oh, yes. Yeah, let's go through this big square. So we should have 2 doors here, left, and we want to go right. But there's buttons here. Right, I believe we just keep going right. Yeah. Now we have to make our way. Now I've tried to figure this out, and I've tried to kind of follow that to get me there. But it doesn't really work. So we're just going to get lost in here a little bit, and I'll just cut it, because hopefully I'll just do it in one time, but I guess it's time to review the game, because the final puzzle is quite intense. Left button, in we go. I'm just going to keep doing this for a bit and hope for the best. I think that's the best way. I'm sure there's other ways, but my way's the best for me. But I do really like this game. It's a good format. It's probably like, I mean, I suppose there's quite a lot of good Lovecraft games. If you can count Silent Hill as a Lovecraft game, then Silent Hill's probably the best. Well, I came from here. Fuck. This is probably the best sort of game. This Lovecraft. The format of murder mystery detective. Going around talking to people is perfect. And the puzzle areas are quite nice, actually. I really like. Oh, we'll just keep going around, it's all good. Ain't no thing. I am partial to these like point and click games. There's a lot of good PC ones as well, like I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. I love that game so much. I want to play it again. Pretty brutal game though. The short story is really good. Very, very good story. It needs to be adapted into a film someday, I hope. So, why don't we look up? It seems like we've made some form of progress. I'm not just going mad. It's been a good week just playing this, actually. Left button, go right. So smart. I think there is actually a special order to this, but I wouldn't know. So I came from here, right? I don't want to go in circles. Nothing worse than sending yourself mad. Oh, no. I did like the Call of Cthulhu game. I was quite faithful to Cthulhu. Excuse me. Here I come. Ready or bloody not. The Sinking City. I watched a few trailers, I watched a bit of gameplay, and it just was not the game for me. No. I heard it's good though. Bit too actiony. If it's an action game... Oh, it's the end of the game. Hang on, I should probably save. Okay, I've done a little save. I mean, I was just quickly going to say that I like action games that are difficult. Like difficult control schemes like Dark Souls or Resident Evil and stuff. But now he's going to be chanting some chantiness. And we're going to go in and we're going to press buttons in a stupid order to kill him. And it's pretty good. He starts chanting now. Yep. So, 1, 2. 2, 3. 4, 5. 4. And then we go back. 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yes, 2, and then 1. Hello, Gregor Herschel, you bitch. Thanks for watching. There's no spoon. And I'll see you soon.
Cities have been destroyed, of course. But I shiver with dread when I think of the monstrous nuclear chaos that lurks, thankfully hidden, within the Necronomicon. It is what I saw in a flash of light that brought about the sheer horror that has since been my constant companion. The sight so paralyzed my mind that I'm amazed that I still had my wits about me sufficiently to take the correct tunnel leading to the entrance in the hillside. It must have been pure instinct that guided me. It's probably just as well that I wasn't depending on reason.